He did it. He did it. He did it. He finally won a legit race. What's up, everyone? My name is Jet. Welcome back to an episode of MDK Racing Victory Stop. This is going to be uploaded early in the morning. I don't know when, but it'll be uploaded very early in the morning. What a race. And wow. I mean, I was wrong. I didn't think he'd have a shot at winning, but what a fantastic race, and it caps off with Dillon going 2 in a row at Richmond. But this time, not only does he get the checker flag, he gets to keep the win, keep all the points, keep everything. He led 107 laps to go on to win for his 6th career Cup Series win. Like I said, his 2nd at Richmond. But most importantly, he now advances into the NASCAR playoffs to become the 14th entry for 2025. And like I said, this time his win will count. Didn't need to wreck anybody to do it. Dillon is the official winner here at Richmond. This race had everything, I tell you. I mean, it was just an amazing race. We're going to get into that a little bit later on. But let's go over the race results here. So Dillon wins. Second place is Alex Bowman. Had a good charge near the end, but was too little too late. He did get on the radio a little bit, was calling out some other drivers. I believe SVG or Jesse Love for how they're racing around him. For like, he was saying stuff like race manipulation, which... No, there was no race manipulation. They're just not going to be easy towards you. So, yeah, Bowman ends up 2nd. Good points today, but again, when you take a look at where he is on the cut-off line, he needed this win. 3rd is Ryan Blaney. Look at this, 3rd through 5th, all Team Penske. Blaney, Logano, who started dead last, and also Cindric in 5th. Kyle Larson started in 30th. I did not think he would be anywhere near the front, but he ends up in 6th. Daniel Suarez, a great run for him in 7th. Josh Berry, a good top 10 run for him in 8th. Brad Keselowski 9th, and Denny Hamlin, after having damage during that big one crash, we'll talk about that later on, rebounds for a top 10 run. He also hit the wall, and I believe he said he bent the toe link, he believed, earlier in the race. So Denny Hamlin also had a wild day. How about Zane Smith, an 11th place finish for him? William Byron in 12th, Chase Briscoe 13th, SVG getting better and better ever so slightly on these ovals. A top 15 run for him. Carson Hocevar in 15th. Kyle Busch had just a weird day, had a bad car after having a great practice run, did not have a good car. His car was all over the place, ends up 16th. 17th is Michael McDowell. Ty Gibbs 18th. He had a fiery day after his car, his left front tire, caught on fire for a little bit, but it ultimately dissipated, but his car was not the same, especially in stage 3. 19th is Ross Chastain, and Ty Dillon rounds up the top 20. Some other notables: Christopher Bell in 21st. He had an unusual day. Bubba Wallace in 28th. His teammate Corey Heim 29th. Chris Buescher in 30th. And then you see there Tyler Reddick 34th. Ryan Preece, after starting on pole, led a good amount of laps. Was on pace, I felt like, to have a very strong run here today. Ends up in 35th. John Nemechek 36th after he had some issues with Cody Ware. Cody Ware tried to wreck him 2 or 3 times. Justin Haley 37th, and Chase Elliott in last. Here's a look at the playoff grid. With one race to go, entering Daytona, William Byron's name colored in gray. He is the regular season champion due to Chase Elliott's 38th place finish, so he gets the additional 15 points added on top. You see Austin Dillon on the right side of your screen, colored in green. He's locked in. 3 drivers can make it on points. Tyler Reddick plus 89, and Bowman at plus 60 over Chris Buescher. Now, Chris Buescher, he can, yes, still technically make it on points. However, he basically has to win. He's just right on the cusp of points battle. But he basically has to win. That's the goal for the 17 team. Anyone else, Ryan Preece on back, they officially must win if they want to have a shot at making the playoffs. So yeah, let's first talk about Austin Dillon. Like I said, led 107 laps, but like last year, this year's race, he won on merit. I mean, listen, say what you want about Austin Dillon, but he earned this win. I mean, he was insanely good. Was very consistent in stage 1, stage 2. Had it felt maybe a top 5 car, but then stage 3 was able to take advantage of Michael McDowell and Bubba Wallace racing side by side. And as soon as he took the lead, he did not look back. I would give a huge credit to his teammate his crew chief, Richard Boswell, who played a great strategy call that when him and Ryan Blaney were battling for the lead, Blaney was catching up, passed Austin Dillon at first, but then Austin Dillon passed him right back. And as soon as Dillon passed Blaney, boom, that 3 car made the hard left-hander onto pit road, get 4 fresh tires to get out ahead, and open up to about a 4 or 5 second gap once pit stop cycle through. And there was nothing. I mean, as soon as that 3 car, Dillon, even touched the lead, he was gone. So, yeah, it was just nothing but a great strategy call, great day, great car. Just overall, a good day for Austin Dillon. Obviously, he won the race, but this is the first time where you can say that Austin Dillon had a legit win. There was no, oh, he was either handed to him or had a record driver or fuel strategy. None of that. This was a straight up win. I don't know what is it with Richmond. I don't get it. I know what's also interesting is that Austin Dillon also said in his post-race interview that he was racing with a broken rib after falling off of a ladder after, I believe it was either after or before the Iowa race. So he was racing while hurt, but he put up an unbelievable drive. Don't know what it is with Richmond. I don't get it. Why? I mean, you have to understand, heading into this race, Austin Dillon led 7 laps in all of 2025. He entered this race 28th in points. So I don't know what is it with Richmond where he just becomes prime Senna and just knows how to become the greatest driver of all time. Like, I don't get it. Why, of all places, why Richmond? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. But regardless, I mean, congrats on the 3 team. I mean, they did everything that they needed to do, and Austin Dillon performed an amazing drive to take home his first win in just about a year. Also a great night for Team Penske. Like I said, 3rd, 4th, and 5th for Blaney, Logano, and Cindric. It's also nice to see all 3 Penske drivers running well on a track that is not a super speedway. Usually when we think of Team Penske, we think of Blaney and Logano. The only time you ever think of Cindric is either at Daytona, Talladega, or Atlanta. Other than that, you think of the 12 and the 22. So it was a nice change of pace to see all 3 cars run up front, show pace, show speed. It was also interesting to see Joey Logano finish in the 4th position because he started dead last after crashing in practice. I believe he had a tire go down in practice, so he had to start at the rear of the field and slowly but surely made his way up towards the front. So a great, much needed momentum for all 3 drivers as we head into the playoffs in 2 weeks' time. However, it was a great night for Team Penske, but it was a sour ending of the night for 2311. Both cars showed great pace, and by that I mean Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick. I know Riley Herbst is there, but we're just going to focus on those 2. But Bubba Wallace led 123 laps, won stage 2, was en route to possibly having a top 3 finish, but on the final round of pit stops, he had the left front tire. His pit crew was phenomenal all night long, all season long. They've been one of, if not the best. But the final round of green flag pit stops, scheduled green flag pit stops, the left front tire was not secured. Left front tire comes off, comes loose. Great heads up move by Bubba Wallace to make sure that he and his tire gets into Chase Briscoe's, or at least a fellow Toyota driver's pit stall, because the 19 team, they were able to put that tire back on Bubba Wallace's car and he was able to take off. Obviously, I mean, his race was over, finished, I believe, outside the top 30, but would have been a lot worse because his crew chief or his crew members would have been suspended had that tire left that pit stall and was not secured in a car by anyone. So it was a nice recovery by Bubba and obviously great help from the 19 team. But it was a horrible end to what should have been a great night because that 23 car showed speed, and also Tyler Reddick. I said that this was a race that Tyler Reddick needed to show pace, needed to get back into the rhythm of things as they're trying to not only hold their spot, but if they can make it to the playoffs, to build some momentum. And they did just that. They led 41 laps, won stage 1. Again, like Bubba, was en route to have a very, very good finish, and then got caught up in someone else's mess. During the pit stop sequence in the middle of stage 2, Daniel Suarez hit Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs slides up, hits Tyler Reddick, sends him around, and sends him into the wall. Tyler Reddick did show his displeasure a little bit to Daniel Suarez because later on in the race, Tyler Reddick came up on Daniel Suarez in turn 1. Didn't hit him, just kind of just held him up a little bit and forced Suarez to lose a couple spots to kind of show his displeasure. And then finally, the big one. It's been a while since I've said that. The big one at Richmond commenced near the end of stage 2. Kyle Busch not only did he have a wild day, he was hitting cars like it was like no tomorrow. I understand his car was black, but he didn't have to adopt the Intimidator motto because he was just hitting everyone. He first hit Ross Chastain sideways, or a side swipe Ross Chastain on the back straightaway, and then in the same sequence, he bumps Chase Briscoe, sends Chase Briscoe around, creating a multi-car pile, more than 10-15 cars involved, and just for one last good measure, comes down, hits Chase Elliott, takes him out. Chase Elliott goes up into the outside wall and collects his teammate William Byron in the process, which, oh wait, that was a massive accident. The last time I can remember the big one happening at Richmond was maybe 2011 or 2008. Those are the last two times I can think of the big one happening at Richmond. So it's been a long time. But that sort of wild, crazy sequence of events that happened added to what was a phenomenal race. Green flag, Goodyear. Huge shout out to Goodyear. They did it. I mean, you know a race is good when you know heading into that race, the drivers and teams are uneasy. That's how you know y'all brought a good tire. I believe the right side tires were the soft tires that were ran last year. The left side tires were the ones that they've always ran on short tracks this year, if I'm not mistaken. But it put on a great show. When you saw battles all over, great battles with Austin Dillon and Ryan Blaney. They had an amazing battle sequence when they were fighting for the lead there near the end of the race. Battles all over the racetrack. The restarts were awesome. And you saw tires matter. It's like as soon as you put on tires, boom, you are 1 to 3 seconds faster than everybody else, which is what we wanted to see. We saw comers and goers. We saw drivers. I mean, it was what we've always wanted to see when it comes to short track racing. It brought back and it showed what Richmond is capable of. And it showed what short track racing is capable of. If you bring the right tire, you can get great racing. So a huge shout out to Goodyear. The thing is, we always talk about so much on tires. Goodyear delivered for sure. The only thing is I don't want it to be solely on Goodyear in the sense that, we always need the right tire. The pressure has to always be on Goodyear. I do think there are some things that NASCAR needs to do with this next gen car, but regardless, Goodyear, A+ job. They delivered with this race. It had everything you want in a short track race. It had excitement all around. It was a fantastic race of the year candidate. Now we go from green to yellow. The yellow flag, bubble drivers. And I specifically talk about Reddick, Bowman, and Buescher. It's kind of crazy how both Reddick and Bowman are sitting 7th and 9th in points respectively in the regular season standings, yet here they are, because there's a chance that one of or even both of them could miss the playoffs after Daytona next Saturday. So it is going to be a very stressful time for the 45 team and for the 48 team, since them on super speedways is not kind of their thing. Chris Busch, on the other hand, he is a former race winner at Daytona, winner, I believe in 2023, if I'm not mistaken, 2023 or 2022, won at Daytona. So he knows how to get the job done. But again, it's in much different circumstances. In 2023, he was already locked in. This time, he's now having to almost win his way in. He's 60 points below the cut line. The most you can win in a race or earn in a race is 61. So he's all but kind of has to win this race. You look at his teammate, Ryan Preece. Him and Daytona don't go well together. You look at Brad Keselowski, one of the best at Daytona, but hasn't had much success on the next-gen cars. You look at a guy like Kyle Busch, one of those bubble drivers that has to win, nearly won here last year. He's been very fast. Ever since he went to RCR, he's been very fast at Daytona. And certainly now with Austin Dillon winning the race, hell, that 3 car could definitely help that 8 car get back to victory lane. But it is going to be a very stressful time for those drivers as they head into Daytona, because we know, based on what we saw last year, anything and anyone can win. Which leads me to my red flag. I have a red flag. The red flag is Austin Dillon's win. Not that he won, because he won on merit. It is the fact that he entered this race 28th in points, now leaves Richmond, even with the win, 25th in points, and he's in the playoffs. I just brought up with Reddick and Bowman, they're 7th and 9th in points. Yet there's a chance both of them might not make it, but a guy like Austin Dillon can make it. And it's not just him. You look at also SVG. You can look at also Josh Berry. I definitely do think that there needs to be a change on the qualifications of the playoffs. And as I hope that's something that the playoff committee is also looking at, not just the one race winner take all, but also the qualifications. I saw someone on Twitter mention how maybe you win a race and be top 20 in points. That I would be okay with, because at least it shows that it's tough to make the playoffs, and it really shows that it is the best of the best, or at least it shows more competitive drivers that are racing for a championship. Because you look at the playoff grid. We take a look at the playoff grid. I'm telling you right now, Austin Dillon, Josh Berry, Ross Chastain, they're not even going to sniff the championship. They're just not. Or you look at an Austin Cindric, SVG. They're not sniffing the championship. So you want to be able to create a playoff grid that shows drivers that you could understand, or you could be like, you know what, I can see that. I can see why this driver could be a title contender, or that driver could be a title contender. I just named you 5-6 drivers you could list off the bat right away. I feel like there needs to be a change on the qualifications on how you qualify for the playoffs, not just win a race. Because again, look at a driver like Austin Dillon or SVG that hasn't done anything all season long, but wins one race and boom, they're golden. Now SVG, he's done a lot more. He won 4 races, but let's use Austin Dillon for example. Yeah, he won this race. Absolutely, he earned this win, but he ain't done jack all season long. Wins one race, does good in one race, and now he can race for a title. If you want to create merit, if you want to make it seem like the playoffs are hard to get into, are hard to excel at, you gotta up the qualifications. Even the original chase format, you had to be top 10 in points. That is insanely difficult to do. And I look at the competition in today's NASCAR, I think, again, having something like that, a more exclusive select of drivers, top 10, top 12, not 16, and it's just drivers that have won a race. No, make it tougher. Maybe have it be top 16 in points. Boom, those are playoff drivers. Or top 20 and win a race. Make it more difficult. Make it actually feel like it's exclusive. Make it feel like it actually means something to make the playoffs, not just win one race when you haven't done a damn thing all season long. But that's for another story. Despite all that, if I were to give this race a rating from a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving this an 8.5, 9 out of 10. I thought this was a phenomenal race. Absolutely amazing race. Goodyear did his job. The racing was on point. The excitement was on point. Huge credit to NBC, Lee Diffie, Jeff Burns, Steve Letarte. They brought us Steve Letarte. When it comes to these strategy races, I love it. The way how his mind works and how he discusses things that are happening and pit cycling and everything like that. Lee Diffie bringing the energy as always. I thought the NBC booth did a phenomenal job covering the race. Also saw a lack of full screen commercials. Almost every commercial was always side by side. It was just great. It was great. Brought me back to when I first started watching NASCAR, short track racing Saturday night. It was awesome racing. I had a lot of fun. But what are your thoughts on this race? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, my name is Jet from MDK. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.